Good afternoon, evening, morning. Whenever you are watching this, I hope you tune in sometime around the winter solstice, because that is exactly what today is when I am sharing this video with you. I'm Deborah Roth from Spirited Living, and back with another, and this is so, everyone of course I think is powerful, but back with another addition, another update about your inner goddess team and what that represents. And basically what it represents is the qualities, the essence of the divine feminine that lives and breathes and exudes from every one of us, regardless of our gender. This is, I just actually had a conversation with a new client today, a wonderful guy who said, yeah, I really want to do some divine feminine work with you. So what that means, what those qualities mean when I talk about the divine feminine, is basically the kind of right brain associated, honoring our intuition, honoring our emotions, celebrating our bodies, celebrating our connection to nature through our bodies, really. And that, that is, I think, in some ways directly connected to women and the natural cycling that our bodies go through each month. So what I have done here now for the last year and a half is just look at the different archetypes, the different goddesses from around the world, and talk about their mythology, talk about how civilization, these different cultures, honored them, and how they can then really embody, how we can embody them, and that we all carry those traits within us, really, at all times, any times. So tonight is a very sacred night. It is the winter solstice, as I do this with you, and you can certainly tune in any time of the year. I had someone tune into one of my winter solstice videos from like 2013 and send me a comment today. You can see that on my YouTube page if you go back or look for winter solstice or something, and that gives much more breadth, really, than what I'm going to do today, because what I would like to focus on is this Anglo-Saxon, Northern European, Norse celebration of Modraniht. I've heard it pronounced that way. Modraniht is what you can see in the description, and it is a celebration. It's the night of mothers. It's the night for celebrating mothers and your female ancestry. And again, that can be regardless of whether you're male or female. And it is a time, and I talked about this actually when I did my winter solstice video last year, my inner goddess team video last year at this time, talked mostly about Isis, but also talked about all of the mothers who give birth to sons this time of year. And sun representing, obviously, the male sun, but also the sun in the sky. And boy, I thought I had done a ton of research over the years about the winter solstice and knew all the different myths that there were to know, and discovered some today, and that's why I love doing this, that I hadn't heard of. So the notion of Modraniht, let's look at that first. That it comes out of a Northern European tradition, and it's the night when mothers are celebrated, mother goddesses are celebrated all over the world. And in Norway, in Scandinavia, those were the mothers, the grandmothers, the goddess Frigg, Frigg, who is the quintessential mother goddess, also considered a sun goddess, and a goddess of weaving and spinning. And why that's relevant to this time of year is that it was felt that this night, especially on the solstice eve, she would spin the fates of the year to come, and at her spinning wheel. And so it was the wheel of the fates. And Yule, which you have probably heard, which is another name for the winter solstice, means in the Norse language, it means wheel. So it really refers back to the wheel that Frigg spins, her wheel of fate that she spins this time of year. And if you look around, the wreaths that many of us have on our doors, I know we do, that is directly, those are circles of evergreen, of everlasting life. There's so much symbolism, which I've gone into in other places. I won't go into all of the amazing Christmas symbolism that actually came out of these even pre-Christian Judeo traditions, but you can definitely read it in many places. So definitely research it. But what I'm gonna share with you here are some of these Northern European traditions, and the Disir, which were the ancestral mothers. They were spirits that were protective of the land. They were celebrated on this night, along with Frigg. They were guardians of the home and family, and they guided the prosperity and the fertility of the clan, taking care of women in childbirth, but also protecting men in battle. So from a goddess standpoint, and not personal standpoint, those are that's some of the energy that we're celebrating tonight. What we can do, what I offer up to you, is use this opportunity. And Modraniht, it's celebrated anywhere from the winter solstice through Christmas, and there are traditions that carry it beyond, 12 days beyond. So any time in this time of year is a time to honor the women in your life, to honor your mothers, grandmothers, wives, sisters, daughters, all of the women in your life, and do that in a particular way. It's not just about giving them a present. It's maybe lighting a candle and sharing what you're grateful for about what they bring to your life. Hello, Terrell, wonderful to see you. So think about the ways that you can honor the women in your life, and that's what this night is about. Now, the Frigg I'd certainly heard of. There are other winter goddesses that are really from around the northern legends. There was one, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her name right, who's a Lithuanian and Latvian goddess of the sun, who was called Saul, S-A-U-L-E. And she, guess what this sounds like? Another precursor to many of our Christmas traditions. She flew through the air and many of these goddesses that were celebrated this time of year, they took to the skies on different animals. So Saul flew through the skies, across the heavens, pulled by a horned reindeer, and she would throw pebbles of amber down people's chimneys, amber representing the sun, to kind of bring back. And if you've ever smelled burning amber, I actually have some, what do you call them? It's not incense, but they're the little pieces of amber that are meant for smelling. It's just a yummy, rich smell. So she would throw those down people's chimneys. She was like the first Mother Christmas. So where do you think Father Christmas came from? The other one that was new to me is the reindeer mother, and she was celebrated in many tribes around the northern pole. Northern Europe, yes, which is what we've been talking about, but also Siberia and Mongolia. I'm looking at my notes because she is a new one for me. And she's said to carry the sun in her antlers. And where did I find? Oh no, what did I do with them? I found some beautiful, here they are. I found some beautiful pictures from a site, and I'll try to remember. Her name was Judith Shaw, who made these representations of, there's the reindeer mother. There she is carrying the sun in her antlers. And here's her rendition of Sol, who is riding on, I'm not quite sure what she's riding on a sled, I think, spreading amber and riding and having her reindeer carry her through the skies on Solstice Eve. So the reindeer mother is kind of cool because apparently female reindeers are one of the few species that are actually larger than males, and they keep their antlers on in the winter. So when you see those reindeers, whether it's on Santa Claus's sleigh or whether it's on Sol's sleigh, they're female reindeers because they're the ones that keep their antlers in the winter. And she, on the night of the solstice, she flies up into the sky, and the reindeer keepers would, and this I thought was fascinating, So reindeers apparently like to eat a particular kind of mushroom, which I'd never heard before. Fly agaric mushroom. And they're red ones with white dots. The herders of the reindeer herders, were said to collect and drink the urine of the reindeers so that they could take in this apparently they're holy mushrooms, so that they could ingest these mushrooms in a safe way, and then they'd achieve these altered states of consciousness. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that, because we're nowhere near any reindeers, and if we were, I'm not sure we would want to be drinking their urine. But the notion that reindeers are considered so sacred so far before we knew about reindeers pulling on Santa's sled, I love that image. So that's my little bit of fun mythology around the solstice. That not my usual thing that I found. You can look back to last year in my these Intergoddess team videos on the YouTube channel, which is just Deborah Roth. Definitely check it out, subscribe there. Way back, like I said, back to like 2013, 2014, probably have done it a lot of years since then, talking in more detail about the winter solstice itself. So, take a deep breath. And what I'd love to leave you with is just one of my beautiful solstice songs for welcoming back. This is what this time of year is about. It's the darkest. Solstice means sun stands still, and this is the darkest night of the year, and the sun stands still in its path, farthest south, and now it's going to start moving north again, and very slowly we'll see, little twinkles of light happening a little bit more and more. It'll take a couple weeks for it to be obvious, but in these 3 days on either side of the the winter solstice, the sun is literally standing still in the sky. The sunset will be the same time. So we, like the ancients, want to welcome back the sun, to make sure that it returns to us, to bring light and warmth to the world. And this is the song that I love to do, and maybe I'll sing for you a couple of the different harmonies that you can do. Just keep singing it tonight. Come, oh come to the newborn sun. We are one with the newborn sun. Come, oh come to the newborn sun. Come, we are one with the newborn sun. Come, oh come to the newborn sun. We are one with the radiant sun. And back to where we started. Come, oh come to the newborn sun. We are one with the radiant sun. So take the sun into your heart, into your entire being. Let it shine within you. Let it shine from you throughout these deep, dark, beautiful, powerful months. We're so afraid of the dark in our society, and that there's such richness and depth and wisdom there. So hold it deep, hold that sun deep, sing this song, let it carry you through these dark nights until the light begins to return. We are having, I will say, if you're watching this live, a bunch of you, hi, we are having a winter solstice celebration at my Unitarian church tonight, virtually, that I'm co-facilitating as well. And if you go to fourthu.org, the number 4, THU, the letter U.org, you can join us there at 7 o'clock. Oh, happy solstice, bright lights, bright sun, bright inner glow to all of you, and a beautiful Christmas week, if that's what you celebrate. Bye for now.